Good morning. It's time for Coffee with Deb, and what we're covering today is how to keep your cube sterile while sharpening Chairside. So first, before we actually open up a cassette, what I want to do is show you how to wipe this down with your disinfectant wipes. We use Cavi wipes. I'm here at work showing you my little bit of my office, you can see. So what you do is you just wipe, all the surfaces off, obviously. But what I want to kind of focus on is what to do around the gel pad that's stuck onto the cube. You just wipe around it, and then you can gently dab on top of it. You don't want to get the gel pad saturated because then it's not going to stick to your stone. So after you've done that, you can set it down on your disinfected surface. This is all disinfected. It's been disinfected. I'm going to set it down on the surface so that it dries while I'm setting up my cassette. So as you can see, I've got a sterile cassette here. It's got the tape on it that's indicating that it's been sterilized. And I'm going to open my cassette up. I'm going to take my cube, lay it on the paper that's sterile on the inside because I've disinfected this. And then I'm going to open up my cassette. Inside my cassette is another indicator that it's been sterilized, and that means that the temperature inside the paper, inside the cassette, got high enough for long enough that now my instruments are sterile. So the other thing is my cassettes, all of my cassettes have my stone in the cassette, so it gets sterilized with the instruments that I was using. So you're going to take your stone and lay it down on the sterile paper, and I always use the white side, so I'm going to stick my cube to the blue side. So stick your cube to the side of the stone you're not going to use, okay? Lay it down on the stone, and then you kind of put a little bit of pressure just to get it to stick. Okay, so now it's stuck to the stone. Now what I'm going to do is take a barrier. I just use the barrier that I use on my x-ray button or my light handles, and we're gonna kind of wrap it around the cube to isolate the cube, and it in the process is isolating the gel pad underneath. Just tuck it under the cube. And then the ends, I just kind of bunch up and get it out of the way, but still isolating the gel pad underneath. Okay, so now my cube has a barrier and I'll be using a sterile technique with it isolated like that. So then, let's say you're done with your procedure. I recommend that you take your dirty gloves off. And I'll tell you in a minute why. Although they are going to get contaminated because this is contaminated, but I just feel like it's less contaminated, right, if you've got clean gloves on. Okay, get rid of the barrier. And now what we're going to do is pull the cube away from the stone, and unfortunately the gel pad stuck to the stone. That's why I had you change your gloves, because now we can pull this off. I'm trying to limit the surface that I'm touching because now I know these gloves are dirty. I'm going to lay it back on the side of the cube that says patent pending, and then that's why we wipe this down after we've used it. Okay, so then I'm going to put my stone in my cassette, and this gets carried off to the sterilization. What we do here is we have a high-powered dishwasher that uses a chemical in it that breaks down blood and proteins, and then it also dries the cassettes, and then the indicator paper gets put inside the cassette, then it gets all wrapped in its blue paper, and the tape, indicator tape, is put on it, and that's how our system works here. So that's how you isolate your cube and prevent cross-contamination while you're sharpening chairside. So please join me in any of the Coffee with Debs, and how you can join me is direct message me. We're no longer doing it live. We just found that it didn't work for people and the time of day for them. But we've had a lot of people message us. So if you have any questions related to ergonomics or sharpening, please DM me and I will get back to you, or I'll actually cover that topic on Coffee with Deb one of the weeks, the following weeks. So another thing is you can go on our YouTube page, YouTube site, and our website and take any of the trainings on sharpening for free. They're very extensive. You can go on Instagram and watch our Coffee with Deb little series of Coffee with Debs that we've done already. But please feel free to direct message me. I would love to hear from you. And right now we are running a special on our website, dhcube.com, on the cube for $55 off. So if you've been wondering whether or not you want one, or you've been thinking I really want one, this is the time to do it. $55 is a great discount. Okay, have a wonderful week, and I look forward to hearing from you. Bye.